hope he don't run into Conor on the street. Let me tell you what, Conor, not only will Conor kick his ass, he'll kick the shit out of every one of his security guards too. So, 100%. 100%. I would love to be there when Floyd tries to slap.
Joined now by UFC President Dana White, who's currently in Vegas before taking off to Dallas for UFC 211. And Dana, this past weekend, you said you lost your September 16th date for a fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. When's your next target date for that?
I don't have a targeted date for that now. That was the date that we were shooting for, provided we could get the deals done. And, you know, we're not even that far along in the process, so I guess I don't need to worry about the date anymore.
Okay, well, if a date can't be arranged in 2017, do you think there's any chance we see Conor fight in the UFC this year at all?
Yeah, Conor wants to fight. Conor wants to fight Floyd. Conor wants to fight twice this year. So, you know, we'll just have to see how this thing plays out.
Okay, well, a superstar showdown. A lot of people are very excited for that. Now, talking about timelines, last month in Buffalo, you did say we could expect a date for the return of Georges St-Pierre within about a week. Any update on that front?
Nope. Obviously, I was expecting him to fight this summer. That is not the case, so we'll see what happens. I know he recently came out and said he'd like to fight in November. You know, I like Georges St-Pierre. He's a great guy. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Well, to some other Canadian news, the UFC recently announcing UFC 216 would be held in Edmonton. What made you choose Edmonton for this year's lone Canadian pay-per-view?
Well, listen, you know how I feel about Canada. I've said it a million times. Love it up there. Some of the greatest events we've ever held have been in Canada, and it's time for Edmonton.
Time for Edmonton. Love it. Now, looking ahead to this weekend, you have heavyweights in the main event. Stipe Miocic versus Junior Dos Santos. Dos Santos won their first match. That went 5 rounds. You expecting a similar slugfest this time around?
I don't know. It's interesting. You know, Stipe Miocic is a completely different fighter now. Since losing, you know, a close decision to Junior Dos Santos in their first fight, he's gone on and knocked everybody out. He won the world title by knockout and defended it by knockout. I think Stipe Miocic is a completely different fighter, and I don't see this going to a decision again. We'll see what happens.
All right, a busy weekend ahead. Dana, enjoy UFC 211. Thanks so much for this.
First of all, Floyd thinks he's so much bigger than Conor. He's wrong. Listen, Floyd's gone undefeated for 20 years. I give him all the credit in the world for doing that. But for him, Conor's been around for 3 or 4 years. For him to think that he's a much bigger star than Conor isn't true. And I'm not gonna pay him way more money than I'm gonna pay my guy.
What would you like for it? Can you give us a number? 100 million, 200 million? What do you think is fair for you? Because he continues to say that he's the A side, right? So you need to kind of come a little lower. What would you like? Tell us your terms.
He's the scared side. Let's be honest. He's not trying to have a real fight. He needs rules to protect him. I don't need rules. So he can say he's this and he's that, but in reality, he's scared shitless.
I tell you what, we all know $25 million isn't peanuts, and so does he. You know, he's hanging his watch out the window. His watch is the problem, okay? When you're wearing a watch that's $250,000, you're going to need $25 million real quick, pal, real quick. And hey, Floyd, taxes are coming up too, buddy.
They're not on my level. They are not on my level. Roger Mayweather, I know saying fuck the Mayweathers, but Roger said, most people don't know shit about boxing. But Conor McGregor says, most people don't know shit about fighting. Trust me, I don't care what rule set it's under. Most people don't know shit about fighting. I'm gonna teach him about true fighting. And that's it. I land one on the dome, anywhere on the dome. He's gonna know about it.
Hey man, so now you got the boxing license now. Are you gonna fight Floyd?
What's he trying to get Floyd? What's Floyd gonna do? We're looking for anyone.
Well, he's been talking all this.
I'm the one with the numbers. We're looking for anyone.
Well, he's talking all this smack about you.
Into this mutant ninja tool, yeah.
That's what's up, man. You're the man.
Floyd said that he made an offer. He never made an offer. It's not true. I made an offer. Okay? So if you're serious, there's a real offer. Where do we go from here, Floyd?
He's not answering the phone.
Nate's a bitch. Nate's a fucking bitch. And let me tell you why. I've got the biggest, I had the biggest respect for Nate. And I still have big respect for Nick. He's out doing his thing. But when he took that phone call or that video call off Floyd Mayweather and was like, hello, Floyd's fans. And he was Floyd's bitch that night. I was like, you fucking pussy.
What's the message to Floyd? Say it right now. What's the message to him? What's the next step?
Fuck Floyd Mayweather. I'ma see you soon. I'ma see you soon. He should have been on that, when he had that video call, he should have been on the other end of that line. And when Floyd was saying, you made McGregor tap out, he's like, yeah, I did. And Floyd is saying, I'm gonna finish the job. He should have said, shut your fucking mouth, I'll strangle you too. And post that everywhere. And then all of a sudden, it would have been like, fuck Floyd. It would have been me and Nate again.
Connor, you can see it. Connor, tell me what happened.
He went for my pot of gold and I think he got it, goddammit. I wanted to tap so the ref could see it. He hurt me.
You are a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Pacquiao won the fight. That's another option. Maybe fuck Floyd. Maybe fuck the A side. Maybe let's see. Maybe I'll just fight Pacquiao instead. Why not do that? Why not fight Manny and fuck Floyd? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the only one in the fight game with options. Everyone else needs to fight me. I can fight any single one of them. So I'm in the best spot, which makes me the A side. I love the Vegas Commission. We come to an understanding. I'm gonna fly out there, fix it. I'm gonna get my Las Vegas Boxing Commission, and then we'll see where the fuck Floyd's at.
49-0 may in fact become 50-0 because Conor McGregor has said this afternoon in a question and answer period in England that his UFC career is on hold indefinitely.
I can't wait till we get it done, and it's like, there's the date. Let's get the fans wild for this, and let's go and have a proper knock under specific rules to keep you alive. Listen, whatever. I'm chilling right now. I have my eyes on one thing, and that's Floyd Mayweather.
Contagious Bear, welcome back to us.
Do you genuinely believe, though, that he wants to get this done? Like, do you think that he really is going to try hard to make it happen?
I'd love to believe that. I do think that. We'll see. As I close in, as I get the Nevada boxing license, as I close more in on him, we'll find out then. But it's very hard to go back now. It's very hard to go back now because I'm hunting now. So we'll see. I hope so. I believe so. I'd like to believe so.
What do you think the chances are of it happening in 2017?
I believe it could happen by the end of this year. I believe it will happen by the end of this year or early next year.
Okay.
I believe either side of that, it will happen.
I bought it. Look at that Hublot. Get that Hublot. Get that watch. Get that Hublot.
That is a nice watch.
You know how much that is? You know
That is insane.
You know how much that costs?
How much?
Look it up.
Was that you that got Floyd when he said he's going to slap Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you what. You interviewed Floyd, right?
I have.
You had to aim the camera down here, right? Floyd's about this tall, okay? His hands are like peanut brittle. He has to wrap them 1,000,000 times so he doesn't break his hands.
I don't want to talk to Dana White. Remember, Dana White, he was a player, he was a boss, but he was a small boss. You know, the big bosses were there for Fertitas.
Yeah.
But then Fertitas chose to sell
Conor McGregor.